This is Coby with CobyWright.com and MyInternetMarketingCoaches.com, and I'd like to welcome you back to another weekly live training session. Before we go too far, I want to make sure that everybody can still hear me, that you can see the screen, etc., etc. So if you can hear me, put in a yes. If you can see the screen, put in a yes as well, where it's got the logo and it says live coaching session, etc. Yes to both. Awesome. Cool. Because sometimes I forget to ask that. All right, so before we go too far, I want to just put your attention to the text at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to join the SMS list, you can simply text the word webinar, WEBINAR, to the phone number 615-326-1155. By joining the SMS list, you'll get instant text notification each time that we're having a coaching session, and you'll also get a text message whenever the replays are sent. So the SMS list is just used for promoting the webinars, so you're not going to be marketed to or anything like that, just for reminders and replays of the webinars. So again, if you want to join the SMS list, just text the word webinar to the phone number 615-326-1155. All right. So we got the business out of the way. Let's jump right into it. We've got a lot of new faces tonight. We've got a lot of regulars too as well, so that's awesome. For those of you, this is your first time to one of these sessions with me using this new format. We're not using GoToWebinar anymore. We're using ClickWebinar now, so it's a little bit different. The cool thing is the chat is interactive in the bottom left-hand part of your screen, so you feel free to interact with the other attendees as you feel free, and use that for your questions as well. Cool. So I'm looking at the names now. There's a lot of new names. I'm not going to read them all out to y'all, but I appreciate y'all showing up. So let's just jump right into it because I know your time is valuable. Today we're going to be talking about using PPC. And for those that don't know what PPC is pay per click. I guess I should probably put that on here. Although I know most of you are going to know this, there may be some people watching the replay that don't know. I know there was a point in time when I didn't know what PPC was, so it's pay per click, and you are doing exactly that. This is a type of advertising where you're paying for your traffic. You're paying per click, so it's pretty self-explanatory once we know what it stands for. But what is pay per click, and why would you want to be using it? First of all, pay-per-click is, why would you want to be using it? Is because, first of all, in order to make money, in order to build an online business, in order to pretty much do anything online, you have to have people looking at your offer. You got to have eyeballs on your offer, and that's traffic. Just like if you had an offline business, a brick-and-mortar business, if you had a gas station, if you owned a hotel, if you owned a furniture business, you have to have people coming into your store, into your business, and looking at your products in order to purchase your products. If no one's talking about your store, it doesn't matter how good your products are, or how good your prices are, or how awesome your customer service is. If no one's showing up, they never know about it. So it's like putting sorry, I'm getting excited here. But you get the idea. Without traffic, it's really hard to make money. And when you're using paid traffic, you can really explode your results and shorten your time. The time that it takes to really get results and make money. Because when you're first starting off, you don't want to spend any money. Maybe you buy an ebook for $7 or $47 or whatever. Maybe buy a couple products, but we don't really want to go out and spend money. We're scared to just open up our pockets and start paying for traffic, which is okay, because first of all, you need to have your pages and stuff up correct. You need to learn before you just go out there and start paying for traffic. I don't recommend that anybody just decide to start internet marketing and then the next day decide that they're going to spend all their money on PPC, because you will lose money. That's a guarantee. I promise you, you will lose money. And that's what the dangers with PPC. I need to put that out to y'all, is that if you're not careful, you can lose your whole advertising budget literally within a few hours. And so the key is with anytime you're doing paid traffic, with any form of paid traffic, is always be testing. Always be testing, tweaking, and optimizing. Test, tweak, track, and optimize. And what you want to do is you always want to be trying to make your conversions better. You always want to be trying to make your opt-in pages convert higher. You want to always be having the people stay on your page longer if they're exiting really quicker. You want to do everything that you can in order to get the most out of the money that you're spending, right? I mean, that only makes sense. You know, just like if you have an offline business, if you're buying an advertising spot in the newspaper, then you want to make sure that it looks good. You want to make sure that people are going to read it and it's going to interest them. So make sure that you're always testing, tweaking, tracking, and optimizing any type of traffic, even the free traffic, because when you're doing this, just by tracking it alone, you get an idea of what's working and what's not. And so when you're paying for traffic, with PPC, you're going to be mostly doing keywords. When you're targeting certain keywords, you're going to find out that some keywords convert a lot better than others. And you're going to find out that some are just a waste of traffic, or a waste of money, a waste of clicks. And so by tracking it, you can figure out which ones are the scragglers, and you can toss them out. And you can find out which ones are working good, and you can ramp those up. And so that's why it's so important. And when you're doing PPC, just like I always tell y'all when you're using solo ads, start small. Start small. And I wanted to go ahead and I guess I should have mentioned this earlier. I'm not a huge fan of PPC. Okay, PPC is not, I don't use it all that often. I do think it's a great thing to use, but it works better in some niches than in others. And in my niche, which I'm gonna get distracted. I was going to point out I'm not a PPC expert, I guess is what I'm going to point out. I prefer to use like PPV, and I know more about PPV than I do PPC because that's where I focus most of my time. However, I know enough to get y'all started and to make sure that you know, you're not going to lose a whole lot of money, because the key is, you know, take what I'm going to tell you to not, and then you're gonna get better at it with your own experience, and eventually you're going to know more about PPC than I do, if you don't already. So use these skills and some common sense, and then you can also you can work what we're talking about tonight, and you can move it over to other paid traffic sources like solo ads, PPV, etc. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about tonight is going to be from my experience with PPV, which is just another form of paid traffic. I've done pay-per-click, but not nearly as much pay-per-click as I have done PPV. So they're very similar, they're just slightly different. So with that out of the way, let's go back to where I was at. So when you're spending money to buy traffic, you should always start small. Don't be ashamed to put like a $5 or $10 budget per day on your ads, or less than that. It's not a big deal. Because if you're starting a new campaign, I suggest you always start with like a $10 budget, $10 a day, $5 a day, whatever. Because sometimes if it gets that keyword or gets a lot of traffic, you might go over your budget slightly anyways. So you can start small, and once you start seeing results, then you ramp it up. So you start small while you're tracking your results, view your data, you know, take that data, find the winners, you know, the winning keywords, and then ramp up and spend more money there to kick out the ones that don't work. Sometimes you'll notice too when you're targeting keywords, you're going to start, you know, using different landing pages and stuff like that. And you're going to notice that some landing pages just don't work at all with certain keywords. Kick those out. The thing is, make sure you're tracking it, and there's a ton of ways to track it. I won't get too far into tracking tonight, but we will talk about tracking. So let's talk about setting up your landing page. Before we do that, I guess let me mention a few of the things that you can use for tracking, because that's going to come into setting up your landing page. So some of the systems that you can use for tracking, I'll just mention a few real quick. You can use Google Analytics if you want. There's Demon Tracker or Demon Tracking. There's CPV Labs. I misspelled that. Prosper 202. AdTrax Gold. I think with a Z, I think that's how it is. AdTrax Gold. There's many more. So don't get too caught up on what tracking system you use. If you use one, you've heard that another one's better, or vice versa. Just find one that you can use and you can understand, and go with it. Just make sure. And there's others too. Like I use ClickTracks a lot too because it has conversion tracking. So you can just any one that you like, find the one that you like. It's easy for you to use. It's easy for you to understand. Learn it because they're all going to have their own learning curve, and use that. Okay, so don't get too caught up on I got to have this. I got to have this type of tracker. I got to have this type of software to track. Don't worry about that because I know a lot of people do get caught up on that. Just find one that you like and use it. And I misspelled that too. Man, I can't spell it out. So those are the type of things that you can use for tracking. Uh, let's move on to now setting up your landing pages. And if y'all have any questions so far about what PPC is and how to use it, then feel free to put that in. So next thing we're going to talk about is setting up your landing page. Now, when you're setting up your landing page, the first thing that you need to decide is what you're going to promote. And I suggest that you always, 99.9% of the time that you use, because there's going to be instances where this may not necessarily be the case, but for most niches, maybe not even 99.9, maybe just 99. For most niches that you're going to be into, and that you're going to be promoting, I want you to be building a list. Okay, I want you to build a list before you show them an offer. And it's a little bit harder to do with PPC depending on the network. So we'll talk more about setting up your landing page in a few moments. I want you to keep in mind that when you're looking for things to promote, okay, try to promote stuff that you can build a list in. Pick a niche that you can build a list in. If you want to promote a weight loss product, you can build a niche in that. You can build a list in that niche. You can build a list in the internet marketing niche, in the make money online niche, Forex niche, so on and so forth. Find what you want to promote and make sure that it's going to be able to build a list in it. Now, there's some things that you don't want to build a list in, like maybe, I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but one-off type offers you may not want to promote. This and my text is overlapping. Maybe that fixed it. It's not showing up on my screen. But 99% of the time, I want you to be promoting stuff that you can build a list in. And the reason I want you to do this is because, think about it. If we're paying, a nickel, 10 cents, 50 cents, $1, $5 a click, we want to keep that traffic, right? We want to harness and save up or store or whatever you want to say as much of that traffic as possible so we can use it again later, right? I mean, we all know this. So that's what email marketing is about. But a lot of people, when they start, looking at stuff like PPC, they think of it, as like kind of a get-rich-quick type of thing or something, and they don't even think about building a list. They just want to send clicks straight to an affiliate offer, which is not the smartest thing to do. But I've been there. I've done that. In fact, that was how I made my first income online ever, was using AdWords and ClickBank. I didn't even know anything about internet marketing back then. This was back in like 2003. And so I guess that's 10 years ago. I didn't know anything about internet marketing. I didn't know anything about building a list, anything like that. I just was interested in making money, and making money online. And so I had a general knowledge about using computers, and I knew that you can make money online. That was really about all I knew. What happened was I saw a sales page for a ClickBank product or something, I don't know, that was selling a video course that was teaching people how to use AdWords to send traffic to Google or to ClickBank affiliate pages. And so I got the idea somewhat from reading the sales page to try it. And I didn't want to pay them like $67 or whatever it was that they were trying to charge for the product. And so I just decided, well, I'll try this on my own. So I went off and went and signed up for ClickBank and picked some products and went to AdWords and signed up for an account and started sending traffic. And it worked. I actually made sales, and I did that for several months. Unfortunately, I didn't know anything about internet marketing back then. I didn't know about list building. I didn't know, You know, I didn't know anything. I didn't have a product of my own. I didn't have a website. I didn't have a domain. Nothing. You know, I had a Yahoo account. That was it. So, and a ClickBank account, I guess. I had a ClickBank account. So all I had was a ClickBank account, and I didn't know any better. So if I could go back in time, I would. If I could go back now, you know, to 10 years ago, I'd take myself and shake myself and say, send that traffic to a squeeze page first, and I would have, you know, I don't know, probably a couple 100,000 on my list now. And so, but you can't do that with AdWords anymore. You can't direct link to ClickBank products anymore, or to any affiliate products, as far as I know, using AdWords. So you can't even do that with AdWords anymore. So, but the long story short, you need to build a list. Okay, just about any product that is worth your time in promoting, it's worth building a list in, even if it's a hobby type product where you may only email them once a month. I don't care if you only email them once a year. Well, that would kind of be a waste. But you see my point here. If you can email them again and again and again, the bigger your list gets, then the less you can spend on PPC if you wish, because you're going to have that traffic now. In the beginning, you have no traffic. You have no list. You have nothing. So it has to come from somewhere. You know, you build a new store, you have to have a grand opening and let people know about your store, you know, if you're an offline business. And so that's what you're doing. You're opening the doors and you're building your business, which is your list. Once you have your list, you can kind of, either you can scale up your PPC if it's profitable, there'll be no reason to stop it, or you can go on to other things. You have a list now and you can maybe start into another niche, or you can start promoting a different product, or maybe you can create your own product and start promoting it to this newly built list. And a lot of times, lists that are built with PPC are going to be slightly more responsive than lists that you buy with that are built using like solo ads and ad swaps and oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic there, and JV giveaway events and stuff like that. The reason is because a lot of PPC traffic, not a lot, but a majority of the PPC traffic is going to be people that aren't necessarily on someone else's email list. So they're getting on your list, and they may not even be on any other internet marketer's list. You may be the first person to even teach them about internet marketing. You know, you could be that one guy that I happened to see their sales page 10 years ago that kind of sparked my interest in that. Which, by the way, to kind of finish that story for y'all, I had a good job back then, and even though I just graduated high school, I had a good job. I was a sales manager or a branch manager for a paint store. And so I had a good job. I was making really good money for a 21-year-old kid. I guess I was younger than that. I was only 20 at the time, or 19. But so I didn't ever like put the effort into really building an online business. You know, it's kind of just like a fun thing. I got a couple $100 a month. You know, cool thing. It wasn't like, you know, this is back before the economy crashed and everyone kind of had money, I guess you could say. So I never really did anything with it. I eventually just stopped doing it altogether because I just lost interest in it. And then, of course, I picked it up several oh my goodness, I can't talk today. I picked it up several years later, and then, of course, that led me to email marketing, and we're here now. So if you're building a list, the traffic that you're buying today, you are kind of putting it into storage. So if you're building a list, now, of course, everyone's not going to join your list. You may end up buying 200 or 300 clicks a day and only getting 100 people on your list. That's cool. If you can get 100 people on your list every single day, you know, that would be like 30% conversion rate. That's not terrible. That would be pretty cool. 100 people a day, you'd have 3,000 people in a month. So at the end of the year, you would have 36,000 people. Of course, some people are going to unsubscribe, but you could say you're going to have at least 30,000 people. And if your one-time offer that you're showing them after they opt in is converting high enough, you're going to be making money. At the very least, if not breaking even, you'll become really close to breaking even. Of course, our goal is to always break even or make a profit. But if you're only losing slightly, you know, if it turns out that you're not making a profit, but it's only costing you like a nickel a subscriber or something like that to get on your list, by all means, keep it up. I would just, you know, maybe try to find a few little areas to tweak your conversions, but if you can get it down to where it's almost break even, that's still pretty good, because like I said, if they're getting on your list, you're going to make money from them eventually, because we all know that a person on your list is worth, you know, anywhere from a quarter a month up to $5 or $6, $10 a month. You know, so depending on the type of list that you have and the type of niche that you're in. So look for stuff that you can promote, that you can put a list in. And a lot of people are going to be doing this in the bigger niches like weight loss, make money, stuff like that. And that's where PPC is going to hurt you. So that's why I'm in big niches. Like I'm in the internet marketing niche. That's my main niche, the internet marketing niche. So that's why I prefer PPV over PPC. Because when you're doing big niches like bigger niches like make money online, internet marketing, stuff like that, your keywords are more competitive, which means your clicks are going to cost more. Did I spell competitive right? I think I did. So your clicks are going to cost more. And when you're in a niche like the internet make money online niche, the word make money online itself probably costs you like $2 or $3 a click from Google. You know, if you're using AdWords, it would be less, probably be less from other networks. And that's where targeting and optimizing and all that's going to come into play. So if you plan on going into like a really big niche and you want to target keywords like make money online, you're going to need to have a heck of an advertising budget because you're going to be spending a lot of money per click, and that's not always the smart thing to do. So what I recommend is with PPC is to target niches that are kind of smaller. PPC is perfect for kind of more obscure type niches, like, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like a good niche for, in my opinion, a good niche to promote would be something that is popular, but not like saturated. And that would be me think of something off the top of my head. Maybe something like a hobby niche. That would be perfect for PPC because basically, I guess, really, the easy way to think about it is any niches that you can't buy solo ads for are a really good idea. Yeah, Vic used Mike Cow's go-to niche, the underwater, and Charles Kirkland, they always talk about underwater basket weaving. Yeah, if you're going to, like a hobby niche would be perfect for PPC because you can't really go out and find people. Let's say that you wanted to go into a niche that I'm in, or I'm not really into it heavy, but it was a niche that I started, one of the niches that I started in, and that's the coon hunting niche, or raccoon hunting. And so it's hard to find people who have lists of coon hunters, and so I wouldn't be able to go out and do ad swaps with people to build my list. I would have to go and find the traffic elsewhere. That would be a good one, or pretty much any dog breed niche. Any dog breed, Pomeranian, Border Collie, Boston Terrier. I'm just naming off my breeds of dogs that I own. But then the reason is, like raccoon hunting, I could probably get really, really cheap clicks for keywords that are related to that, like treeing walker, coonhound, black and tan coonhound, blue tick coonhound, English coonhound. I could target those type of keywords. I could target brand names of coon hunting products and stuff like that, and probably get really, really super, super cheap clicks, like probably, a nickel, a dime, pennies maybe even, because there's not much competition for that. There's not too many. I mean, I don't even know if people do that outside of the U.S. There's even parts of the U.S. where people don't coon hunt because there's not any raccoons there. So the conditions aren't fitting for it. Like out west, I don't think there's too many raccoons, like in California and Nevada and those type of areas. So for that reason, that'd be a perfect type of niche to target with PPC because the clicks are going to be super, super cheap. I can build a list in that niche because that's something that, and the hobby niches are awesome because they have so many different things that you can sell and so many different ways to monetize them. For example, in the coon hunting niche, even though there's not any ClickBank products that I could promote, I could create one. I could create a ClickBank product to sell to them, but I can sell them a lot of different things, mostly equipment, and I can do all that through Amazon. As an Amazon, it can all be drop shipped for me, and I don't have to do anything but collect my commissions. In this niche, there's all the equipment they use: boots, the overalls that they wear, the lots that they wear, the jackets, the tracking systems for the dogs, you know, collars, leashes, everything, all that stuff. And this goes for any hobby niche. You know, if you're in the RC plane niche, that'd be another one that would be a good one to target. Gaming niches would be a good one to target with PPC. And so once you figure out what you're going to promote, this is you need to start setting. This is when we start setting up our landing page. Now, when you're kind of setting up your landing page, there's a lot of different. James said there's lots of raccoons in New Mexico. Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma, so I believe there is. But they're just harder to track there because of the dust. Same way in Oklahoma. But I lost my train of thought. When you're setting up your landing page, you have to take more care into it, and because there's some networks like AdWords that basically don't want you building a list at all. Google does not want you doing a lot of things. They don't want you promoting affiliate products. They don't want you. They want to make sure that the content they deliver is like super high quality. Yeah, Google's a pain in the butt. So if you're advertising with AdWords, they are a pain, and it takes but they work, and for these type of niches that we just discussed, that's perfect for good AdWords. But you have to set up your landing page properly, and let's get this out of the way. I'm gonna just do let's just do like a mock landing page here. Let's say this is let's make it yellow. So this is our squeeze page, right? Or your landing page. And what you want to do with Google is, or when you're using PPC, especially AdWords, is you want to make your landing page basically a long form squeeze page. You want to make it a long form squeeze page. Okay? And the way you're going to do that is basically you can set up like a separate blog if you wanted to and achieve this. But what I want you to do is we'll say this yellow here is your page, right? That's the background of your page or whatever. Well, at the very top, the first thing you need at the very top, let's make this blue. First thing you need at the very top is your opt-in box. This right here should be your opt-in box, right at the top. So right at the very top, you've got your opt-in form, and then below the form, what especially Google, what they want to see is some content. So what I suggest you do then is underneath your opt-in form, put some content. Give them some content. Okay, this can be an article. This can be anything. If you're already blogging, then this is pretty easy to do. Just take one of your blog posts and put it on here. Let's make it a little bit smaller, maybe. And this is going to be our content. And it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be an article. This doesn't even have to be your own content. Okay, this can be a PLR article or whatever. But I mean, the better it is, the better conversions you're going to have, because you want people. This is kind of like you're pre-selling them into your opt-in. So right at the very top of the page, you're going to have an opt-in. Boom, get your free whatever. Opt-in now. Okay, learn how to train your coon dog in a week. Opt-in now for your free ebook. Okay, and then underneath I would have a blog post here about training coon dogs, right? And then again, at the bottom, we're going to do another opt-in form. Oops. So underneath our content, we're going to, again, do another opt-in form. And this is to keep Google happy and to increase our conversions. Anytime you're doing a long form squeeze page, I suggest you have one opt-in form at the top, one opt-in form on the bottom. And it doesn't even hurt to put one in the middle sometimes, okay? And then there's still one more thing that we need to do, one more thing that Google likes to see. And let me get another color here. Let's do lime green on this one. Oh, that's probably too close. Let's do pink. They want to see all the legal stuff. So at the bottom of the page, Google likes to see a few other little things because they are picky. So what they want to see is they want to see your legal links to like your privacy policy, your earnings disclaimer, et cetera, et cetera. They want to see legal links. They also want to see content links. So at the bottom, then you need to put your links to all your privacy policy, your AdWords, all the legal stuff that you probably already have on your blog or your site anyways. Just put that on there and that'll keep Google happy. And also they want to see content links to other content so that this can be linking again to your blog. So if you use this little format, this little layout here that I have, it'll probably convert really, really good for you. And it's going to keep the PPC network happy, which is the most important thing. Obviously, we want to keep our traffic provider happy, especially if they're working for it. So set up your landing page in this matter, and I hope this is easy to view, or I hope that this is easy to visualize. Okay, and the reason that you want to do this is you can't send your traffic straight to a squeeze page like you would if you were using, a solo ad or whatever, like most of us do. We have these tiny little opt-in form or these tiny little squeeze pages with like almost no content on them, maybe an image or two and a few lines opt in here. That's the way most squeeze pages look, and so AdWords in particular, they're not going to let you use that because that's not quality content in their eyes. Okay, they used to let you do it, they don't anymore. They kicked all that out, and they said, y'all are going to do it the way we want because we're the boss. So we just have to listen to what they say. But if you do it this way, you can kind of get around them, and if you do it right, you can actually create your opt-in form. And we need to, maybe I should resize these a little bit. If you can have this like smaller, but you want this top one to be, just massive, right? Make it take up the whole majority of above the fold if you can, right? That's what I suggest. So that way you're still kind of doing it like we're used to doing it. You're still showing them yeah, Gabe, that'd be great. Go ahead and put the link in. But by doing it this way, make your opt-in form, like I said, like basically take up the whole top of the fold. That way they're essentially, most people, all they're going to see really is going to be the opt-in form, which that's what we want. We want them to opt into our list, right? We don't want them to get distracted with our content. And the only reason that we've got the content there is to keep Google happy. So we've sandwiched our content in between two opt-in forms. And let's go and look at Gabe's page here. This is a little bit better visual. Let me share the screen with y'all here, and that would probably help, huh? Give me a second here. We'll share the screen. So here you go. Exactly. That's perfect. This is a great example. Much more visual. As you can see, when we're looking at this, got the opt-in at the top. Basically, it's going to take up the whole top, above the fold. So most people, that's all they're going to see. It's going to look just like as a squeeze page that they would get in their email if you were buying a solo ad. However, for the people who are kind of skeptical, they're going to scroll down a little bit more, and that's where they're going to see your content. And then they're going to read a little bit about your content, and you need to put really good stuff here. It can be a video if you want, or you can add video in there, but text would probably be best. Maybe text and a video even, but the only reason I'm saying, I'd be concerned with video that they watch the video that they may get distracted and end up at YouTube and watching some other video. So that's the only thing about that. But you can split test that. You can always split test it. And then again, another opt-in form again below the content. And by doing it this way, you're going to help. First of all, you're going to keep Google happy. And this will also, you can also use these type of pages as well for SEO. So these will also work for SEO because there's content on them that the search engines can pick up on, right? So Google likes it not only for their advertising but also for their search engines. And again, it's the content's just going to help pre-sell your offer and get you more conversions. So let me go back to our. I probably harked on that enough. I think I'll get the idea. If not, just let me know and we'll discuss it further. So now you're probably wondering, you know, let's talk here about the networks. You know, what networks can I use, Coby? Because this sounds good, but you just keep talking about Google, and I don't like Google. No problem, because AdWords is not the most friendly to use. But let's go ahead and talk about it. There's Google AdWords. I think they call it like there's two types. There's two divisions of Google. There's AdWords, and then there's there's publishers and there's advertisers. AdSense are the publishers. I'm not sure what just happened to my text. Oh, there it went. That was weird. There's two types of accounts, or there's two type of when it comes to AdWords, you have publishers, which is going to be the AdSense, and then there's the AdWords, which is the advertisers. That's what we're concerned with. So you got Google AdWords, and you have Facebook, you got 7 Search, and my mind just went blank. These three though will give you more than enough to work with. And man, I had like 6 more I was going to share with you. Oh, Plenty of Fish. Yes, how could I forget them? POF. Plenty of Fish. So these 4 are probably the 4 most popular ones. Oh, and Bing and Yahoo, of course, yeah, duh. And then MSN has theirs. Which I think is actually part of MSN or something now. But there's plenty of them out there, and this is just a handful. There's probably like 100 different networks. And they're all going to have their different guidelines, okay? And they're all going to have their different ways that you can target your traffic. And so when you're using these networks to target your traffic, that's where you need to, okay, yeah, that's what it is. MSN AdSense is Yahoo and Bing together. Now that's what it was. I knew it was something like that. But when you're using these networks, they're all going to have their different ways that you can target your visitors. Now, you're going to be starting with keywords, but they'll also let you, depending on the network, they're going to let you cut it down more. You know, like or filter down your traffic even more than that, and you can do that by different demographics, by like age, gender, income, interest, etc., depending on the network. So highly recommend that you spend time learning your market and the type of people that hang out in that market. For example, if we were doing, let's go back to our coon hunting example, since that's what we've been talking about, and probably none of y'all will want to go into that niche, which is fine. If we're using that, oops, I hit the wrong button. Let me share my screen real quick, and we'll just go and check it out. But if we're using, where'd it go? Well, I was trying to share my screen. It's the only thing I don't like about Quick Webinar is the screen sharing is kind of weird. But you can go to quantcast.com, and you can also use alexa.com to find out, you know, what your market wants. So let's start with Quantcast. And the way you do that is you can do Quantcast, and let's go to Alexa too, and I'll show you them. Alexa.com. And what you do here is you enter in, you know, or let's go back. Let's start at Google. Sorry, y'all. Start at Google, and start by typing in. I put google.cm, so it's giving me the wrong one. Let's start by typing in coon hunting. Okay. We may see. I don't even see my site. But let's say coonhuntersworld.com. And actually, I know of some sites see UKC. I know some forums that they use. Okay, the PKC forum, prohound.com. Okay, PKC is one of the registries that register Coondog. So their site is at prohound.com. So I'm gonna type that in at Alexa, prohound.com, and you can also do that at Quantcast. Sometimes Quantcast won't give you the details, and Alexa will. So that's why I use both of them. So you can see, like on this one, this publisher has not implemented Quantcast measurement. So this, but you can see it gives you the demographics down here. And you can go, if you go to Alexa after you type it in, then they'll give you the search results. So click on prohound.com. See their Alexa traffic rank is 416, so they actually don't get that much traffic. But their rank in the U.S. is 65,000, because like I said, this is a pretty much U.S. only, and only parts of the U.S. So that's probably why their traffic rank is only 416. But click over here on audience, on the audience tab. You can see it says that 95.5% are in the U.S. Go to search analytics. You can see these are the words, the keywords that people are searching for: PKC Coonhounds, PKC Prohound, Prohound Message Board, Prohound.com. Basically, PKC Coonhounds is what everyone is searching for. And normally, when you click on audience, it'll give you a little bit more demographics. Let me see if maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Search analytics, audience, contact. No, I guess I'm not. Oh, here it is, right here. This is what I was looking for. Audience snapshot. Get a complete site demographics. This is what I was looking for. And no, it's just not giving me all the information that I want. Normally, they'll give you their age and stuff as well, I guess, because this doesn't get very much traffic. But if we go over here to Quantcast, it does give us this. And you can see it says that most of the this is not for this side. This is for the. But anyways, we go to Quantcast, and you can compare. You can see the type of people that has kids, not kids, male, female. So from what I'm getting from this is that most of the people, I already knew this, that coon hunt are going to be 45 to 64, and probably male. So that's pretty obvious, though. Most older men that are in the sport. See, and then you can go to related links, and you can get other sites that are similar, and you can search these as well. And so then, once you get that information, and you find out that, okay, 45 to 65-year-old men are the guys in the United States are the ones that like to coon hunt. So you could take that information, and then you could go over to your whichever network you're using, and use that to filter down your traffic so that you get even more targeted traffic, and you're going to, as a result, get higher conversions, because if people who are interested in what you're buying or what you're offering, then they're going to be more likely to opt in for it. You know, just like if you're fishing, you got to use the right type of bait, right, for the right type of fish you're trying to catch. You know, if you're trying to catch a catfish, well, then you're not going to be able to catch a catfish using a spinner bait. You're going to have to use some a spinner lure like you could a bass. You're going to use some stink bait, something stinky and nasty and smelly, and to get a catfish. You know, so same way. I don't like to I don't like to think of my customers as fish, but it's a good analogy. You use the right bait to attract the right audience. And so with that in mind, keep what's your end goal? And I know I discussed on this a little bit earlier. Let's sorry, get my thing here. So what's your end goal? You know, are you building a list so that you can promote, your own products to them? Are you building a list because you want to promote affiliate products to them? Are you building a list because you plan on being an authority in that niche, like coon hunting? Don't just. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't just jump right into it, okay? Because PPC is serious stuff. Okay, lots of people have lost lots of money and been turned off of internet marketing because of PPC. Now, And the opposite is also true. There's been people who have made lots of money and become a success in internet marketing because of PPC. But just like with any internet marketing strategy, just like with any business, you need to have a plan. You need to have a goal. Don't just pick some keywords and haphazardly pick a niche and blow up a landing page and start sending traffic to it. No, don't do that. I mean, yes, you're going to have to do that eventually, and I want you to take action. I don't want you to get paralyzed, and overwhelmed by, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. I want you to do it, but you have to do it. Okay, you have to do it correctly, and you have to do it strategically, or you're going to fail. And I don't want you to fail. So I want you to think, okay, first I need to find my niche. All right, cool. Now, where do these people in this niche hang out? Figure out where they hang out, and then you can further shape. They call it your avatar. You can further shape your avatar, your customer. Hey, Sarah, you're welcome. Thanks for showing up. Have a great evening. Enjoy your weekend. So you have to keep in mind, okay, like I said, find your niche, find out where those people hang out, and then find out, who your ideal model customer is, their age, their gender, their income, etc., and then go after them. Go find them, go get them, give them stuff they like, and then make money. Okay? I know it sounds this can be confusing. And PPC is really a trial and error. You can't really teach PPC. I mean, you can teach the basics, but what works for me won't necessarily work for you. And a big thing about PPC is your ads. They don't like a lot of times, depending on what you're promoting, the first ad you run will be the most profitable. If that makes sense. Like if you're promoting CPA offers with PPC, then it's normally like you promote it, and it does really good for a week, and then it drops off, and then eventually it doesn't make any money at all. And that's what happens. And so you have to continuously stay on it, continuously keep that in mind, continuously be evolving your sales funnel and building out your sales funnel. Okay, always be making it, more and more and more and more, bigger, 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 bigger. Always be adding to it. Okay, always be adding follow-ups to your autoresponder. And just keep building your funnel out further and further and further. The larger and deeper your funnel is, then the easier it's going to be to turn a profit from this traffic. And this is true for any paid traffic, PPV, PPC, whatever, solo ads, even free traffic. You need to make sure that your sales funnel is capable of meeting your goal. Okay, make sure that you have a goal in mind and then work to achieve it. All right? Make sure that you have, don't just put up a landing page and then, put up one autoresponder message and then just start throwing traffic at it. Sometimes you're going to want to do that to see if it's going to be profitable. And that's okay. That's fine to do it occasionally to test a niche, to test an offer or whatever. But as soon as you see that it's working, it's getting opt-in, it's converting, and it's making money, build it out. Add more autoresponder follow-ups. Add, an upsell or a downsell or whatever to your one-time offers that they see after they opt in. Add more affiliate banners to your download page, or maybe test the banners to see if they're, which ones will convert better. And follow-ups, follow-ups, follow-ups. Add a year's worth of follow-ups. 2 years, as many as you can fit in there, as many as you can write or outsource. Because if you're doing that, we all know that most people aren't gonna buy the first time they see something. That's just human nature. You need to tell us about it. They say that 5 to 10 times. They need 5 to 10 points of contact before they're actually going to purchase. So if you only have 2 follow-up messages in your autoresponder series, you're not maximizing your return. You're not getting the most out of your money because you're not giving yourself a chance. Set it up once, and once it's done, it's done. I've got sales funnels that are still working that I put up 3 years ago. You still have to add through it. You still have to do it. And if I could go back in time, I would pick one niche, and I would pick a hobby type niche like we talked about tonight. I would use PPC, and I would do a year's worth of autoresponder follow-up messages. I would pick one of these hobby type niches where they'd only need to get like 1 or 2 emails a week from me, and I would just send traffic through it, and I would test it and tweak it and just let it go, and then let it go on autopilot. I love coaching and I love teaching others, but my business is a lot of hands-on stuff. If I could go back, I would do it like that. That would be almost autopilot. Not that I wouldn't still be doing what I'm doing now, but that's what I would do just to get the income rolling and kind of get it on autopilot. Because we all need things that are, autopilot income is going to help you. And I suggest that you look for recurring type of products to promote. That way you can build your recurring income. So, a great example is the MyInternetMarketingCoaches.com, the membership, my coaching site. Y'all can promote that and earn recurring commissions. There's plenty of others out there. Save Swaps is one you can promote if you're in the internet marketing niche. Autoresponder services, hosting, all that stuff that we all need is stuff that you can promote. And most of those pay recurring commissions. So keep that in mind when you're deciding on what to promote. So that's about all I've got for you tonight. I know that I've missed some stuff. I probably left some stuff out. Probably could have elaborated on anything. So any question that y'all have you want me to elaborate on, maybe you have a related question that we could talk about, feel free to ask that now. Or anything that you want me to maybe talk about for a few more minutes. We'll do that before we call the knot. I see some people are typing, so while those are coming in, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all about my coaching site. And many of y'all are already members of that, which is cool. That's awesome. For those of you that aren't, you can join at www.myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. And some of the benefits to joining this site are, all right, and one of the biggest benefits to being a member of this site is that I actually do a weekly private group coaching session just for the members of this site, where you show up, you ask me any questions you have, and we answer them. The second biggest perk to being a member of this site is that you also get every product that I create. So any WSOs that I launch, they get added to the membership site. A lot of my past products are in there. I'm still adding products in there that I've created in the past. So you don't have to. You can stop buying products. You don't, that's one of the biggest expenses that we have in internet marketing is just buying all the new products that come out, all the new software and cool stuff like that. So then the next selling point of the membership site is that you get access to all the replays, both the ones that I do for free, like this one, and the ones that we do during the week, the group coaching sessions. You also get downloadable MP3s, downloadable MP4s. You get the PDF notes that we do on the screen, and you do get transcriptions as well. So let me just share my screen. I'll show you the site, and I can actually just take you around it. Eric asks, how do you purchase the PPC ads to drive traffic to the landing page? You will do that, Eric, from these networks here that we mentioned: Google AdWords, Facebook, 7Search, Plenty of Fish, or the MSN Ad Center. And what you would do is, for example, if you're using Google, then they'll have instructions on how you purchase it. But you're essentially just bidding on keywords. And so you tell them how much you're willing to bid, and it's going to be set up slightly different. That's why I didn't touch on that too much, because it's going to be different with each network. They each have their own little, format. But essentially all you do is you go there, you tell them the keywords you want to bid on, you tell them how much you're willing to pay per click, how much you're willing to pay per day, and then, the URL that you want them to send the traffic to. So that's how you purchase the ads. And don't worry if that sounds kind of confusing. All the networks will have tutorials and help sections on how to do that. Let me show you around the My Internet Marketing Coaches site real quick. All right, so here's the site at www.myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. You can see there's a sales video here that you can watch. There's a breakdown of what you get: weekly group coaching webinars, downloadable MP4 and MP3 replays, PDF transcripts, PDF notes, access to time-saving software, access to information products, training on IM basics, plus more. So let me go ahead and just log in, and I'll show you around the site here. So after I log in, you can see it tells me to use the tabs to the left and navigate the site. So if we click on the to the training tab here, you can see we've got training for newbies, blogging, list building, traffic, product creation, affiliate marketing, SEO, and then techie stuff. And so if you go over to the techie stuff, it's got tech basics. So this is where, for any of y'all that don't know how to use FTP, cPanel, all that type of stuff, right there. Over in the newbie section, same way. We got stuff like that for you that you can check out. If you go up to list building, see I've got all these different things on list building setup, sales funnel basics, traffic and list building, solo ads and ad swaps, email follow-ups, list building with PPV, so on and so forth. And most of these, and these are all training sessions that we've done. These are all recordings. If you go over to the product vault, you can see this is where we get all your products. Let's go over and check out the list building products. Go over to the list building products. You can see here some of the products you get access to, and I'm adding more of these in here all the time and as I create them. But here's some of the software you get. You get IntelliSqueeze, which is my smart squeeze page creator. You get Sales Funnel Ninja download page builder software. You also get the Sales Funnel Ninja affiliate video edition, which creates a squeeze page for you that promotes a video for promoting affiliate products that have a video, a sales video. That's what I'm trying to say. You get an OTO page builder. You get some other WSOs and stuff that I've created. The Ad Swap Assassin WordPress plugin, that was a recent WSO that I did. Exit Pop Ninja is a really sweet piece of software that creates really cool exit pops for you that are DHTML, they're unblockable. And then of course that's just some of the products that you get in the product vault. So this currently is less than $1 a day. So it's currently only $27 a month. There's no hidden fees. There's no nothing. That's it. It's $27 today and $27 again each month for as long as you stay a member. You can cancel at any time without any strings, without any hassles, no funny tricks. And I use ClickBank as my payment processor affiliate program, so you know that they are. You can trust that if you need a refund or need to cancel, that it'd be easy to do. So that being said, if you want to check that out, that's at www.myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. And the price has increased. This is the 4th price point that it's been at since it's opened, and I do plan on increasing it again soon until we increasing it as the membership increases up to $97 a month. So if you get in now when it's only $27 a month, then you'll lock that price in for as long as you stay a member. So whenever it goes up to 37, when it goes up to 47, 57, etc., you'll still be in it at 27. I have some people that are in at 17, some people that are in at 19, some people that are in at 22, and some people that got in at 27. So I've already increased it 4 times. I will be increasing it again in the future. That's not false scarcity because y'all know I don't do that. That's just the truth. So with that being said, if you want to get coached by me, check out www.myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. I appreciate you hanging out. And I hope you got a lot of value out of tonight's coaching session. This is Coby with CobyWright.com and myinternetmarketingcoaches.com.